welcome back to the channel. In this video I am going to upgrade the Windows installation from Windows 10 to Windows 11 on my HP desktop computer. This is my gaming machine and I decided to do the update. As you can see, I burnt the ISO to the disk, and this is the same one that I took the patch off because this is an unsupported system as well. So when you download the files from Microsoft for the update, which is what I did, and then I went in there and I took the TPM and UEFI stuff out. And I put it on the disk so that way I wouldn't lose it, or in case my flash drive had died, I still have it. So I am running it from the DVD drive that is on the computer. So this took a little bit, and it actually worked quite nicely. I played one of the games on it, and it was pretty smooth. The only issue that I had, and this is my experience, is one of the games didn't have sound, but I could fix that, so that's no big deal. So as you can see, it is preparing, and when I did this without taking the UEFI patch and the TPM patch off, the only compatibility issue that I had on this machine was the TPM 2.0 chip. And I found out with the latest BIOS update, as you can see in an earlier video, my particular computer only has a TPM 1.2. So this works quite nicely. It's using the existing key that I have in there. I want to state that. And as usual, don't do the updates until it is installed. Now, as you can see, it's just like this what I did on the testing machine. So the reason I burnt those files to a disk is I like to have a physical copy of what I'm working with. Now, I could make the ISO bootable, but I prefer the DVD route for myself because if it's just on a flash drive, I will forget that I have it. So just like the testing machine, this is working very nicely. And this did take a bit longer to go to 1%. I didn't film the whole thing of installing the Windows. At least right here, this screen where it says installing Windows 11. I did not film the whole thing. But it took quite a bit to do it. It took 2.5 hours, but not quite that long, about hour and 10 minutes, but I'm running it from a DVD, so it's going to take longer. And it stayed at 1%. As you will see a little bit later, the computer actually finishing the installation up. And you'll see that in about 3, 2, 1. There we go. So this is when it finally finished installing Windows. Now, I had a problem with graphical wise is I didn't see um, where it says hi and it says we're applying the updates. Um, I had the way I have this computer hooked up, output wise, is I have it plugged into an HDMI switch box, which is plugged into another HDMI switch box, which is plugged into my video capture card. So when I play games, um, the signal wasn't right for those boxes, so you will not see on this installation where it says hi, we're getting Windows ready for you. And in fact, I actually had to do a hard shutdown and reboot the computer itself. But when I rebooted the computer, it came back up just fine. So I didn't have to worry about that. So the computer is restarting right now, and the screen was blank for quite a bit of time, but I cut that out of this video so it didn't become too boring. So this is where it's installing. This is where I had the issue. So you will see in a few moments the boot splash screen, the HP boot splash screen will show up. There we go. And you will see it go into the operating system itself. And as soon as it goes into the operating system and the desktop shows up, you're going to see something kind of weird. And I'll explain that. Alright, so it's finishing the update. Still going to the desktop. The screen goes blank and then it pops back up. And yes, I know the background color is a little off. Um, that's because of the cable connected to the HDMI port on the computer itself. So I'll fix that at some point. So what you're going to see is everything down at the bottom in the taskbar will not show up. But when I do the updates, it'll show up. So the desktop looks really, really good. So in a little bit here, you will see me going to Windows updates. The only thing that showed up on the taskbar is that up arrow, and that is in the taskbar for when you eject the thumb drives, external hard drives, SSDs, and stuff like that. So what's happening is I'm trying to figure out how to go to the Windows updates. I do get there, and you'll see in the video that I do get there. So what I eventually had to do was press Control Delete, and as you see, I'm cleaning stuff off the desktop there. Got rid of the installation so I don't accidentally think it's Windows 11 and try to use it. At this point, I'm trying to figure out why the stuff on the taskbar is not showing up. So what I did is I know I right-clicked certain things, and I right-clicked and went down to personalization, and it went into the settings, and I clicked back, and I got to Windows Update that way, which should, yeah, I've done that too. So I press Control Delete. I'm like, wait a minute, there's a different way to do this. And it did hang a little bit, but that's okay. So this is the part where I right click, and I am going to scroll down to personalized. Left click that, obviously that's the same, and the setting icon shows up. So that's right there. So what I'll do now is go down to the bottom and click Windows Update. And these are the updates right after the install. And these are actually very, very quick downloads compared to my normal usual where it takes a little bit to do it. So as you can see, the first one says pending install. The second one is installing, and the third one is downloading 2%, and the other are pending install. The reason that is Windows installs it one at a time. There we go. So I'm still downloading the second one. There we go. And once they all get installed, I restart the computer. You know, the same thing when you buy a computer. You always want to do updates because there's always going to be updates. So I did all the updates to make it a little more stable. Some of the updates can be installed without restarting the system, but a lot of these do need to have the computer restarted. And I'm searching through the options. They have game mode and stuff like that, which is good because this particular computer is my gaming machine. The usual options that I'm going through. As you can see, the updates are still going. Oh, and that bottom one right there is my Bluetooth receiver that came with the computer. It's installed on the board itself. But that'll be another video. This is where I accidentally close it out because I was still trying to figure certain things out. Go to the task manager, there's nothing there. It did take a little bit for me to get back in to the updates, but you will see in a little bit I actually get back in there. So I do the right click again. I go to personalize. Actually, I went into a different settings. I went to the settings. And I'm playing with the display. This is mostly the same from Windows 10. Go back, I select back and I go back to Windows Updates. So rather than wait, I just restart it. And with this update, you're going to see everything in the taskbar show up. The start button, which is the Windows icon, and all the stuff that you need to basically use the operating system. And here comes the HP boot splash screen. Once the computer reboots, I go back to the Windows updates to finish the Windows updates. So just like Windows 10, this is updating, which I probably stated in my previous version when I installed it on my testing machine. So this will be the same across all computers. Back at the desktop. Have to wait a little bit. There we go. Now that you see, everything showed up on the taskbar. The start, the search, stuff that you need, and there's some icons I had in the taskbar when I had Windows 10 installed. Those are still there. So now it's easier to go to do Windows updates. Click that. And here come the updates that did not install because I restarted the computer before they could. And right here, it does take a little bit to download. So I don't show the all of the downloads because it would have taken too long. At this particular point in time. As stated, this is a few days later, and I wanted to see what updates that were available after a few days. There's one. And this went really, really quick. It didn't even say downloading, it's just installing. Alright, so it said I was up to date, but knowing me, I like to check multiple times. So as you will see, I'm going to do it again. up to date. So with that said, that's it for this video. Please comment, like, subscribe, and click that bell for more notifications.